Montreal, my city. Welcome back to the best urban morning show in the country. We couldn't close out the holidays without going into some deep stuff. Tata's Wheelhouse. Our next guest, oh boy, she's amazing. She's the CEO of Black People United for Change, the BPUC, a national advocacy organization dedicated to advancing the rights, safety, and well-being of Black communities across Canada. She's a passionate leader, strategist, and community organizer. Vanessa is known for her steadfast commitment to confronting systemic anti-Black racism and mobilizing collective action for transformative change. Boy, Tata, that is a mouthful. Under her leadership, BPUC has expanded its national reach, strengthening community partnerships, and amplified urgent conversations surrounding mental health, equity, and social justice. Vanessa continues to champion initiatives that empower Black Canadians, advance police reform, and build a future where Black lives are protected, valued, and free from discrimination. I want the whole city to put their hands up. Whatever you're doing in the city, you gotta slow down. When we talk about people working in rooms, Tata, when we talk about people on the ground floor, Tata, when we talk about people on the front lines, we're talking about people like Vanessa St. Louis. For the first time on the Morning Detour, how you doing, Queen?
I'm doing great, Wizzy. Thank you for having me. And bonjour, Montreal. Montreal is my...
Bonjour, hi!
Yes, I'm actually from NDG, so it's a pleasure to be live in my hometown this morning.
You. Oh, wait, you're from NDG?
Tata from DG.
DG, listen, not a lot of people could say they have 3 generations in this day and age in the same neighborhood, but I can honestly say I have 3 generations raised in NDG. So I'm NDG before I was born.
Yes, NDG all the way.
You know? And I'm on your website right now, and you are so cute. You even put a post for today's interview. I love when I see these things, eh? That's when you know someone's really, really serious about what they do.
Okay.
It's an extreme pleasure. I grew up listening to CKUT, especially Thursdays. Back in the day, Thursdays was the reggae segment, you know?
Awesome.
So it's a pleasure.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And to jump in first, can you just walk us through Black People United for Change, how that came about, and some of the amazing barriers that you guys were able to overcome, or even just shine awareness on and shine light on for the community?
Certainly. So, in response to missing Black youth, in late October 2024, I listened to a broadcast from Emma Ansa from the African Diaspora News Channel, and she's on the line with me this morning, and I'm like, the very little police response, very little police involvement, little public awareness about the fact that Black youth were disappearing in rapid succession.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was doing a social justice course at Durham College, and one of the strategies to, create awareness about social injustice was a petition, a rally, a sit-in. I'm like, how come nobody's doing anything to advocate for missing youth, And I'm like, you know what? I think that there needs to be more unity within the Black community, and we need to address the government and just say, look, you need to protect and value Black lives as much as any other life in this country. So I got together with the journalist who broadcasted that segment, and I'm like, what do you
Emma
think
Ansa?
about Emma Ansa, yes. And I said, what do you think about doing a demonstration? And from there, it's all history. We created 2 petitions, one provincial in Ontario and one national, which was submitted to the House of Commons on the 18th of December.
Awesome. That is great. Because you know what? I've been following a lot of what's been happening in Toronto and in Ontario especially. And, it's even continuing up until now. It seems like every month there's 1 to 2 or even more Black youth, female and male, who are missing. And you're really not seeing anything on mainstream news to this day.
No. You're not, and it's not just exclusive to Ontario. This is all across Canada, and the response from, like the law enforcement and the fact that mainstream media doesn't take it as serious as the situation is to shed more light. There's many things that mainstream media plays a major role in silencing these concerns. Yeah. So
that's why anti-racist broadcasting is important. And at one point a few years ago, they brought me on to support with that. And then right before the elections, the Canadian government just pulled it.
Very, very shifty when it comes to us, but I think we have to take ourselves seriously first. Even, it's important to go to the government, but I think we, as our community, we have to take ourselves seriously because there's serious things happening. There's too much interpersonal issues barring us from coming together. There's kids missing. There's police brutality at a high rate. There's femicide. And also, too, Miss Ellen, wanted to point us in this direction. Miss Ellen, you recently met with Dr. Jan Mendes, who is conducting critical research on Black suicide in Canada. What stood out to you most from this conversation, and why is this research so urgently needed today?
It's urgently needed because when we encounter anti-Black racism, the first emotion that we feel, and I'm speaking from experience, is anger, and we want to fight back, and we want to vocalize how unfair it is, But after that first initial stage of anger dies off, you start to question yourself. Why did this happen to me? What did I do? Why am I being treated this way? And if you don't have a support network around you to actually speak and say what you're feeling inside, that is when you begin to doubt yourself as a person. And as a result, you can go into depression. You could have suicidal ideation. And I really love Dr. Jan Mendes' research because she's focusing on that aspect of the aftermath of anti-Black racism. So her study is important because she's doing extensive research, to show that, yes, racism can be a catalyst to depression and then sometimes suicide because your worth is continuously being devalued and you're going to start to doubt yourself as a person if you don't have a strong support network around you.
Yeah, that's why Black mental health training is important, I think. And also, if you think about the different experiences that we go through, race-based injury is not talked about enough, right? And not just for us, even for like Indigenous folks, right? Like they already do so much research to identify like race-based injury with Indigenous folks. It's time that, we are really appreciative of this research identifying the impact it has on us, right? But your work is highlighting the link between systemic anti-Black racism, which a lot of people feel like has become diluted in a sense. We have the Quebec government who doesn't even recognize systemic racism, and then you have other people who are throwing around the word without really understanding its implication. So from the vantage point of BPUC, what have you identified as some key systems or institutions where racism or race-based injury is deeply felt?
I would have to say in every sector of society, because our kids face it in school. Yeah. We face it on the job. We face it when we're trying to access both physical and mental health care, It's like that silent elephant in the room, but it's there. And then it comes to a point where we're saying it so much that because it's not acknowledged and because endeavors like a petition or a demonstration is ignored because they don't want to hear and address this, how anti-Black racism is permissible in Canada.
Yeah.
So we begin to sound like a broken record. And that's why we get responses like, get over it, slavery is over. You know, it's really not over. It's just that the chains and shackles are gone. So, you know, I mean, it's really deep. And in Canada, it's entrenched in this society.
Oh, yeah.
And it's ongoing and permissible as far as I'm concerned. So I would say it's stained every sector of society.
Yeah.
True.
One of the things that really stood with me, one of the laureates for the Black History Month this year, she said, existence is resistance. And one of the pros and cons of being Black is our ability to endure. You know, we're so well at just taking on things. And many people are still unaware of the mental health toll that anti-Black discrimination takes. How do you think this research can help shift public understanding and policy responses? Because this is a very in-depth. People are killing themselves. They can't endure no more. It's going too far. How do you think this is going to shift public understanding, or if you even feel that people are able to grasp what's really going on in our community?
Okay. Well, you see how we're having this conversation, and I would say that we're flowing real good because you and I, we have an understanding of what anti-Black racism is on the side of one who's experiencing it, on the side of one who's been exposed to it. So there's that understanding. So I wouldn't have to sit here and explain the impact or the emotions you feel after you've been exposed to it. So more services delivered by Black people because, A, we have that understanding. So we need to build more as a community and have more services available for our people. We can't go to our oppressors and expect that they're going to deeply understand, because whether even our friends, they may say we love Black people and what if you, but in all reality, there's always going to be that privilege in existence. So we can't expect understanding. And that's the most important thing on the road to recovery, healing and support, understanding. Without that, nothing can be done. There would be no healing process.
Yeah, and I like how you said, because representation matters. And if you think about medical racism, and like even in Montreal here, you know, a few years back, there was like Black women who went to like, you know, hospitals, and they weren't, their pain, you know, wasn't believed, and they end up, you know, passing away and transitioning while in care just because they weren't getting cared for. So it resonates with me when you're saying that, you know, we need to be going to people who look like us, right? How could we be really serviced from people who are also inadvertently oppressing us or participating in systems that do? And my question for that is, we as a community ourselves, we have to pick up the mantle and have a part to play, because we need to encourage the younger generation. We need to pave the way and motivate our children, right? Because you mentioned education, to want to become those people who want to become doctors, who want to become judges, who want to become lawyers, who want to become business owners, so that they can, in terms, you know, treat the community better. They could have affinity towards the community. Community could go to them and feel heard, feel seen, feel valued. So I feel like we also have a part to play, and that comes with the structural changes also. And that's another question that I want to ask you. What kind of, you know, structural changes do you believe Canada and these systems need to prioritize to better protect Black mental health?
Okay, and that's a great question. So I'm just going to refer back to the national petition that we had read into the House of Commons. We asked that they formally acknowledge and also do a public apology for the historical and ongoing injustices experienced by Black Canadians, and also implement legislation that addresses specifically anti-Black racism, which would include hate crime protections and institutional accountability measures and then implement those policies to dismantle discrimination across all sectors, and make sure that our safety, dignity, and there's equal opportunity of Black Canadians. Those were our official, demands on the petition. So I think before anything can be done, you would need to have protection and legislation that's exclusive to Black Canadians. There is no such law right now. Yeah. Hate crime and anti-racist laws are very broad. Yeah. I mean, I've always said this, that the most marginalized groups of people that have faced, discrimination are the LGBTQ community, the Indigenous, the Jewish community, and the Black community. The difference between us is that those other three communities, you can look in the book of legislation and there's laws that are exclusive to them. We don't have them. And since you mentioned Black History Month, I always quote Martin Luther King because he said, the law can't make somebody love me, but it could stop them from lynching me. So all these institutions, they don't have to face accountability because there's no law specifically that says you cannot engage in anti-Black racism.
True.
But it says that about anti-Semitism and other laws.
And anti-Asian hate also, that came out during COVID.
Everybody's protected but us. And it's a weird thing, right?
No, let me tell you, model minorities is a thing. And also, all those other groups that she mentioned, even in the queer community, if we know that when it comes to ball and drag, it was Black and Hispanic people back then who forged that whole, created that space. We know that when we talk about, lingo in the queer community, okay, honey, go there, girl. It comes from Black women.
That's all Black Ebonics.
That's all Black women, but we don't get we don't get anything for that.
Oh, they don't open that can with us.
What you mentioned in all those other communities, I would say the faces of those communities are white passing or white presenting, right? And that is why it shows even more how much we're in an anti-Black world, that if you're a member of all these other marginalized communities but white, you might get a better chance at life. But if you're a disabled queer person who's Black, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? You're faced right away with the barrier of your skin color, right? And I think that's why it needs to be at the forefront at everything that we do.
Well, that's what we hear. We're trying to get everybody to galvanize and follow behind you, Miss San Louis. For listeners who want to support your work and be part of the solution, what steps can individuals or communities or policymakers take right now to help combat anti-Black racism?
Well, they can do their share in their community and work together instead of apart. I mean, we have a lot of, Black-based entities out there, but we work individually rather than collectively. That's a great place to start. You can reach out to us at Black People United for Change at gmail.com or visit our website at blackpeopleunitedforchange.ca. So those are the different ways you can reach out, and we're always open to working alongside other Black people who understand the struggle, and most importantly, who understand that we're stronger together, They
don't seem to get it, man. They don't seem to get it. Miss San Louis, we want to thank you on behalf of the whole Black community for the hard work that you've been doing. I know it's thankless. I know it's hard. We're fighting an uphill battle. It's hard. It's kind of a weird thing to get your own people to care about your own people. Yeah. It's a weird conversation, right? Yeah. It's a weird conversation. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm a big James Baldwin fan. I think everybody's kind of like on the precipice or like, I don't want to be super blackity black. Just listen to James Baldwin. I think it's a great middle ground in understanding it's love. Yeah. We need more Black love. It's just love. Love for each other. Love for our brothers and sisters. It's radical love. The radical love is the solution. Miss San Louis, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We're definitely going to have you on in the new year to follow your progress and to follow all your beautiful initiatives for the Black community. We want to thank you this morning.
thank you for having me. And before I go, I just want to say hello to my family in Montreal, my dad, my cousins in Burgundy, and my good friend Christine, who's tuned in right now in Toronto. Bless. Thank you, everybody.
Bless
Thanks
up.
for having me. Morning. Be blessed, everybody.
You too.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, that was great. That was good. Oh, we cook up them episodes in the morning, boy.
Fact.
Oh boy, that you know that took a different shift, boy.
Fact. But no, it's real what she's saying.
It's good,
though,
yeah. It's
because
good.
that's what I was saying too. Like, anti-Semitism is, even though it's positioned just for Jewish folks, like Semitic folk also include Lebanese and like Arabic folk. It's not just Jewish, right? But I mean, like, you know, the queer community, LGBT like community, and everything like that, and even within we have to understand the indigenous folks right now on their land. It's like, imagine if the like UK says right now, everybody in Jamaica, it's no longer Jamaica. I'm naming it UK. Okay, and like they just come in there and they put already, like in Jamaica, you know, people can't even go on the beaches. You know what I mean?
It's
but
crazy.
like, so I find it's different for indigenous folks because this is where they are originated from. We're all settlers, but I mean, there still have been, I feel like, a challenge with our community, and I think it's us first, like you said, getting our community to care about us. The Jewish community care about each other. You know what I mean? The Asian community, they care about each other. They have their own hospital. They have their own area here in Montreal.
And there's a big difference between caring and liking someone.
Yes. Caring for is when you're thinking about also the infrastructure. You're thinking about the well-being of the generations to come. You're thinking about legacy.
Economic power.
Exactly. Economic power. You know, institutional completeness. Like, in the States, they're working on it. They have like Black-owned banks, but are they really serving and benefiting the Black community? I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's the way that we need to think realistically, or we just go off grid.